Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to this episode of Tuesdays with Tina. I'm excited to be here. Tuesdays with Tina took a small little break during basically the month of January and February just to due to travel and because of illness. I got super sick after going to Chicago midwinter. So I'm happy to be back and discuss some items with you. And today, thank you for the hearts and the hellos. Today, what I'll be discussing with you guys actually comes from a viewer, a follower of the Teacher Tina RDH Instagram account where I like to share educational content. And okay. And so somebody said advice for my written OSCE tomorrow. Okay, well, we'll see if we can get that in there. Okay, great question. I appreciate it. But somebody asked the question of why would someone choose to do the incisive injection because it doesn't give lingual anesthesia? And I thought that was a great question because the incisive injection is one that we like to do in dentistry quite often. And I've got Mr. Skull here with me as well to talk about that. You know, Mr. Skull, I love him. He's kind of in pieces right now. I have to put him back together again. But, Mr. Skull and I, we need a little break from all the traveling to Georgia, doing anesthesia certification courses, doing additional certification courses here in the state of Oregon, and hopefully soon now in Hawaii. We've got some big things happening in there as well, and some hands-on workshops coming. So keep your eyes open. And if you want me in your state doing a hands-on workshop, just let me know. Doesn't matter who you are, dentist, hygienist, dental therapist, depending on your state, dental assistant. So, okay, well, there's Mr. Skull. We don't necessarily need his head for the incisive injection. We just only really need his mandible. Right, because our incisive injection, depending on where you learned, hello, good day, nice to see you. Depending upon where you learned, you may have learned this as a mental injection or the incisive injection. But as a reminder, we're depositing the anesthetic solution right over here over the mental foramen, which also then is where the incisive nerve, which stays in the mandibular canal, and the mental nerve comes out. So that's where our goal is to deposit the anesthetic solution right there. How to get a hypomineralized tooth anesthetized? That's a great question. I'm going to focus on this, but maybe I'll put that out as another Tuesdays with Tina. So with that incisive injection, what that does is it will take care of anesthetizing the premolars, like the first premolar, sometimes that second premolar, almost oftentimes that second premolar, all the way to the midline of the side you injected on. Now, the concern is that it doesn't provide lingual anesthesia, right? And that's a valid concern. But when we are doing services where we need pulpal anesthesia from the canine premolar area to the midline, it's a beautiful injection to give because we don't have to worry about the patient's tongue being numb. You do get a little bit of lip anesthesia, but it doesn't feel as significant to the patient because their tongue isn't numb, right? And dental hygiene services, it's a great option when we are doing maintenance patients and they have a lot of tissue sensitivity on the lower anterior teeth. An incisive injection will help really well. Now, I will say, depending upon which type of local anesthetic agent you use, you will gain some lingual anesthesia because an anesthetic like articaine, also known as septicaine, works really well to provide profound anesthesia, and it can penetrate that nice strong cortical bone of the mandible and provide you with some of that lingual anesthesia. But if you are doing a procedure where you really want to make sure you have strong lingual anesthesia, the incisive injection may not be for you. Maybe you'll want to follow it up with, you do an inferior alveolar, mandibular block, a gout gates, a Vazirani achinosis, something like that instead. So that's why somebody may choose to do the incisive injection. If you're looking for really profound pulpal anesthesia without impacting the tongue, or if you have a patient with some really pretty major tissue sensitivity when we're doing our hygiene services, it can be very helpful through there. So just a couple of little options there. Now, I do want to honor, I don't know, if the person that asked about tips for your OSCE exam that you have tomorrow, if you're still on, will you just say, I'm still here? because I'd like to know what you have on your OSCE exam tomorrow. Maybe I can give you a couple of hints. In the meantime, some of the other cool things that have come my way is when I was at Chicago Midwinter, I got to connect up with some really cool companies, and I'm excited to share some information about them with you guys. So I'll be doing some educational videos coming up about some of their products, of how to use it, maybe things that you've seen before, things that I've seen before but was reintroduced to, had kind of forgotten about, or didn't know that they had made some modifications to their products. So I just wanted, and just so you know, like, nobody's paying me to do any of that. I just wanted to share this information. I thought it was interesting. I figured you might think it was interesting as well. So I will tell you, you're going to see a lot of stuff that nobody's paying me for. So you're going to get my honest opinions about it, for sure. So I'm really excited to share that with you, and excited to share more hints and tips about local anesthesia, but some other items as well, like instrumentation and such like that. So happy to be back with the Tuesdays with Tina. Really, what I ask of you guys is to share, like, comment, and help me fulfill my goal and my mission of being a supportive resource to dental professionals, providing great content. And if you ever want to know how you can get more resources, more information, please let me know. You know, I've got my new book, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, Local Anesthesia for Oral Healthcare Professionals. It basically takes the textbook. Hey, girl, hey. Basically takes the textbook and summarizes it in real language. And there's links in there, exclusive links to video content of injection techniques. And so it's a really great resource. And then there's also the chairside laminated guide that has resources in there on injection techniques, dosaging, all that information, plus all of the anesthesia courses. So I love sharing information with you guys. I love putting it out there. And so I rely on you guys too to tell me what it is that you want to learn more about, how I can support you and help you learn more. And I'm excited to be feeling better. Oh, I will say, somebody also asked me, because I was really sick. I mean, I was sick. I've never been that sick. Thank you. I will put the book link that you can find it if you follow me on social media. You can find it like on my about me page, like on Instagram and stuff like that. I think I have a link to it there. But I'll see if there's a way how to put it in the comments for YouTube here. I'll put a link for it in the comments as well. But when I went and saw my doctor for urgent care because I was just so sick, we did a thing of ozone therapy in my nasal sinuses. Yes, ozone therapy in my nasal sinuses. You guys, it was the weirdest, trippiest thing. And I had a couple people asking me about more information about it, how it all works. And I will be very honest with you, I was so out of it when the doctor was talking to me about it. I'm like, whatever, just do whatever to make this feeling be going away. So I reached back out to him. I'm like, I want some more information because I want to share this cool stuff with you guys. And so be on the lookout for that. I'll share my experience with the ozone therapy for my sinuses and drinking ozonated water, and using all of those things to help combat my own illness. And also, it's really interesting, and many of you have probably already heard of this, about ozone therapy that is being used in oral care as well. So it's a big wave in a more holistic natural medicine, and it's interesting to see how it comes through. So with that, friends, again, the Incisive Injection, it's a great option if you are looking for strong pulpal anesthesia or some soft tissue anesthesia of premolar to premolar. But if you need something where you have really strong lingual anesthesia for maybe a very, very sensitive spot on the lingual surface, you may have to either do a lingual infiltration or go ahead and do a mandibular block. Try articaine, also known as Septicaine, with your mandibular injections, whether it's infiltration, incisive, because it does penetrate that bone beautifully. Okay, friends, with that said, have a blessed night. I'll see you guys next week. Good night. Bye.